What it do? Always Nigeria gang, always Nigeria. Let's go on. All right, y'all. So I'm at work, so I can't be too loud. It's currently after midnight. It's 12:44. And I decided to do a quick little video, to give you guys an update while everything around here is quiet. I came into the med room, so none of the patients will be walking by. And I put on my little mic so that I could be crystal clear, but not have to talk as loud. So I wrote down a few talking points just because I wanted this to be kind of like streamlined a little bit and know what I wanted to talk about, know what I wanted to touch bases on, and not miss anything. So, with that being said, let's get it. Let's go. So, um, I've been receiving requests for a live Q&A. So with that being said, I just want to know like what days and times work best for y'all. Like, do y'all think it should be a weekday after a certain hour? Do y'all think it should be weekends after a certain hour? Like, let me know because I mean we're all grown, but at least we should be if you on my page or watching my channel. We all have lives, jobs, children, families, whatever, have you. So I just want to know what days and times work best, and then I can kind of correlate what works best for everybody with my life. So just drop that in the comments, let me know what works best for you specifically, and then I will look at that and the majority rules obviously, and then I'll announce in like the little like on the feed what day I'll be going live and what time, so everybody that wants to tune in can tune in. Question 2. So there was a comment asking me why I chose the surgical center that I went to. So I chose it for several reasons. For one, initially I was going to get a breast reduction, lipo 360, and a tummy tuck. So my biggest concern was the scarring of the breast, because like everyone who has a tummy tuck gets a tattoo over it, and I know like that can be hidden, like your scar can be hidden with several different things. It's not that big of a deal. But and even though like the incisions for the breast will be like hidden obviously like underneath a bra or obviously underneath your shirt, that's just an area that to me is just like, I don't want it to be, foreign or look disfigured. So I really wanted to go to somebody who was known for that particular procedure and looking at all their patients, how their incisions looked and how their incisions healed, especially anybody with melanin. Although I'm not as melanated as, people like to say or whatever the case may be, I am definitely melanated. And so obviously with that being said, I will have I'm more prone to scarring. I'm more prone to it because obviously with the melanin comes extra collagen buildup and things of that nature. So I didn't want to go to somebody who, their patients have ugly scars. Dr. Sofer is at Seduction Cosmetics, and he's amazing. They call him the king of breast. He's amazing with his incisions. And with that being said, he does like around the areola really well, as well as underneath. So like that was a big thing for me. I didn't want no like disfigured or disformed looking areolas, and I didn't want no stupid ugly ass line scars that just were like protruding. It was just ugly. So that was my biggest concern. So that's actually the top reason that I went to Seduction. Also looking at their surgeons, making sure that pretty much all of them were board certified plastic surgeons and not just surgeons or not just people who do plastic surgery, and making sure that the procedures that I'm going for is something that they do on the regular. I didn't want to go to somebody who does the procedure few and far in between, because obviously I wouldn't get the results that I wanted. So that was a big thing for me, making sure that I went to somebody who was good at doing all three and really, really focused in on, my biggest concern, which would have been the breast incisions. So that's why I went there. Now, I didn't end up getting him because obviously I had him, but then I ended up going with Dr. Abir because I ended up just getting the tummy tuck. Now, when I go, well, I get into all that other stuff. But yeah, so on top of that, Another reason I chose them was because I didn't see a lot of things about deaths. I didn't see too many negative reviews. Um, a lot of the results that I saw from mostly all their surgeons, I kind of like their results, and that's another key thing. So you never know, like the day of surgery or whatever the case may be, what can happen. Although we sign these contracts and we choose our doctors, sometimes, like in my instance, a different doctor will come up and they'll ask, "Do you want to go to this doctor? If you checked out their work." Or anything like that, you may have a better chance at getting your procedure done earlier, or things of that nature. And so if you're willing, or maybe this was a doctor that you actually preferred, but you couldn't get on their schedule in the time frame that you wanted, you know, um, that would be also a good thing, knowing that potentially whoever I ended up getting, if something was to happen, the doctor would be good at the procedures that I was going specifically for. So I had checked out pretty much all of their surgeons, and I really did like the work of all of their surgeons. Like I said, I didn't hear anything about any deaths. I didn't really see anybody in their comments, having any negative reviews or anything negative to say. I did like all the work of all the surgeons and things like that. So I was comfortable with going with this particular place, along with their pricing didn't seem too bad or astronomical compared to other surgeons and things of that nature. So those were some of my biggest keys and some of the biggest reasons that I chose this particular surgical center. I also have been getting questions, how's recovery? So currently I am 12 days post-op, and I'm at work. Um, I will post a picture here, somewhere up in here, from today, from this morning. I'll post, side views as well as a front view here. Bing, 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 bing. Um, that's that. So recovery is going well. Obviously, with me being a nurse, I really, really push myself probably harder than someone who's not, because it's just in my nature. For one, I'm good with pain, and things of that nature. So I kind of am pushing myself. I came back to work, I think the day after I got back to Michigan. They actually had texted me and offered me an incentive to come in, that day, because I hadn't put myself on the schedule at all for April, just because I didn't know how I was going to recover, how I was going to feel. I didn't want to put myself down and be obligated to come in. So I just kind of like let it happen naturally. So what happened was, the day after I came back, one of the managers texted me and asked me, could I come in? They offered me an additional 350 that day to come in for the shift. And I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. And then the very next day, they text me and they asked me, could I come in? They were short staffed again. And this time they weren't as short staffed. So they only offered me an additional 250. And I still took it. And I was like, fine. So that was that. But then I took 2 days off because the second time I went to work, I was a little bit more swollen. I did a lot more walking that day. And the thing about it is, the more active you are, the more you're going to swell. So just keep that in mind as well. Um, so, with that being said, I took the 2 days off, and then today is the day that I came back to work. I have put myself on the schedule. I'm damn near working every fucking day this month, and I'll tell you why. But other than that, recovery is going well. I did see, like, my incision is not healed at all. It's still like it's closing, but there's still areas that I noticed when I was in the shower that are still open. So I'm still obviously cleaning it. I'm still, dressing it and things of that nature. Um, for those of you who are not a nurse, I would definitely recommend, if you're getting the procedure like this, to contact a nurse and either go to a med spa or something like that. Any traveling nurses, or hire a nurse to come and do your wound treatment, especially if your wound is not closed. And it takes about 4 good weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, for the incision to fully um, seal itself and heal. And so that's when you can start your scar treatment and that nature. But just for instances like mine, where I was standing in the shower and I noticed, like, oh, it's a little bit kind of, if you've ever seen a scab, and when it gets wet, you can kind of see that greenish stuff come, not pus or nothing like that. It's just like the natural healing. That's what I was noticing. And I was like, oh, it's like small little areas in the incision. So when I got out of the shower, I made sure it was very, very dry, and I cleaned it. And then I put some ointment, and then I sealed it. I sealed it with some Medi Honey, which is a natural antibacterial as well as an abrasive. So, because I wanted to get some of that dry blood off, just so I could see exactly what I was working with. I am obviously a registered nurse, but I also do wound care. So I specialize in wound care as well. So it's not a big deal for me. Another thing I noticed was the other day, like I said, the more active you are, the more you're going to swell. I was putting together some tables and stuff because it was Nala's birthday was yesterday, so I wanted to get the dining room together so she can do her ice cream and cake. My baby just turned 3, so yeah. So I was a little bit more active than I probably should have been, and around my incision was really, really swollen. It was a lot of fluid buildup. This is a daily, all day, every day type thing. Like, you're constantly going to be, dealing with fluid and inflammation and things of that nature. So as I was doing my own lymphatic massage, yes, I own a medical spa. I know how to do my own lymphatic massages. So I did, I have the training for them. So I was doing it, and I noticed as I was pushing fluid towards the lymph node and the like in the groin area, one side of my incision, like, the lymphatic fluid was seeping out of it. So as I was pushing, like doing my little sweep motion, I was able to push some fluid out of the incision, which was good because immediately the swelling had gone down because it was nothing but fluid. I do still have my drain in because I'm not supposed to take my drain out until my fluid has been under 12 for, or sorry, under 25 cc's for at least 24 hours. It has not been that. It'll be like under 25 cc's until like 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, and then it'll go to like between 50 and 75 by 7 a.m. And I'm like, God damn it! I thought I was about to take the drain out. Now, what I can say is my suture around my drain is kind of getting aggravated. It's kind of annoying, and it doesn't feel good. It's, because it's a lot of tugging, and obviously that's a foreign body in my body, and my body wants to heal that hole that's open there. It wants to seal itself off. So the longer that's in, it's just kind of annoying. So if I reach day 14 and it's still not, I'm just gonna take it out because whatever, it is what it is. I'm still gonna drain. I'm just gonna drain my lymphatic fluids through my urine, and like underarms and things of that nature. But I'm not gonna probably keep it in past day 14, just because that's a long time. I don't want to have like an open area in my body for that long. Um, let's see. Other than that, some days, like, depending on what I do, as far as, and I've been super, super healthy with my eating, not purposely, but it's just like, I paid all this money for my tummy tuck. I ain't trying to fuck up my results. So it was, it's kind of like, I haven't been eating, of course, any red meat. Really haven't been eating much meat at all, actually. I did have a little bit of grilled chicken. Mostly I've been just eating fruits and vegetables and those, what are those bars? The Cliff bars. They make me full. But I just decided I was going to do intermittent fasting. So I'm going to do that. I actually started it tonight after I had my meal. Um, I'm going to do intermittent fasting for a little bit just so I can, detox and restart my diet and things of that nature. Um, I don't really take any pain pills anymore. I have been taking muscle relaxants because I already had a bad back, and so like the bending nature of having a tummy tuck is kind of aggravating to my back. So that's the only reason. But other than that, I still don't feel like it's my own stomach. So when I'm like touching it, it feels weird. It's painful when I'm doing my lymphatic massages. It's not very pain. It's kind of uncomfortable. I say that because I am still bruised. So the areas that are not bruised is numb. The areas that are bruised is not painful, but it's very uncomfortable, I should say. Like any bruise, if you touch your arm and it's a bruise there and you're rubbing on it, it's going to be uncomfortable. So that's, it is what it is. Um, what else? I have noticed, so I'll tell you guys, when I went in for surgery the day of and they did my measurements, my waist was like 43 inches. When I measured my waist yesterday, it was 33. 33 inches. When I measured my waist today, it was 33 inches, but when I put on my thigh high, it was 32 inches. So that's obviously compression. Now I have been putting on my thigh high. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I'll actually show you. But I pin my drain a certain type of way so that it's not uncomfortable. So that I can wear my thigh high and keep the compression, because I was doing the abdominal binder, but I noticed with the abdominal binder, the white one, I was still getting a lot of fluid buildup around my incision on one of my love handle sides. So it'd be like one of my love handles would be just filled with fluid, and it was kind of annoying. So I started wearing my thigh high. Another thing, I do love the 3-in-1 abdominal binders. I bought it like after I had my babies and I was wearing it for postpartum. I do like to wear that as well. So like if I don't feel like putting on my thigh, because I'm really not supposed to be in it right now anyway, I'll just put that on. It gives good compression. And any of the swelling that I know, it'll be gone in like a few hours, so it'll be fine. But yeah. um I weighed 187 when I stepped on the scale the day of surgery. When I weighed myself this morning, I was 170.1. So like, the weight is starting to fall off. Um, and so that's that. So that's how recovery is going. Like I said, I'm at work. It is what it is. I'm gonna stand up so you guys can kind of see. I do have on my thigh high. I'm gonna have to make this quick because I'm in the mid room and it's a camera in here. So I don't want them to see what I'm doing, but they about to see what I'm doing. So let's see. Put my badge in my pocket so y'all don't see where I'm at. As y'all can see, I got like my drain. So y'all, I be tripping. Anyway, so this is, hold on. So this is my drain. It's like tucked in where I'm at. I'll do, so y'all can see this is my drain. Uh, so the fluid is clearing up. You can see in there's like chunks of fat. That's actually fat that's in there. My drain right now is at about, it's at about 20. I get about 20. So, the cord is in there. It's going all the way up. I gave it a little bit of slack on the side so that it doesn't hurt. So I'll set this in my pocket real quick. And then we'll do this. So here I have on my thigh high. You can see this is the drain. The thigh high be bending. So in here there's some fluid buildup. I can feel it. It's getting hard because of the lines that be, because of this part. And that's only because I don't have it going all the way over. I'm on line 2. So this is the waist. That's that. Just so y'all can see what I was talking about. Shit back in my pocket. So obviously I'm gonna have like an indent there. It's gonna be some swelling when I get home, which is fine. I'll do myself a lymphatic massage and it'll go away. My biggest concern is having my side snatched and having my waist flat, or my front flat. So what's going to happen is once my incision is fully healed, then I can put the abdominal binder and stuff like that, and it'll prevent the line. And once I put the faja all the way over to the last one, it should not do the line thing. But because I'm still newly out of surgery, I don't want to rush and do too much compression too soon. That's damaging to your results. It's also damaging to your circulation and things like that. So next week, when I'm like week 3 post-op, then I will go to like my last line. And if it's, not too tight, then it's fine. If it is too tight, then I'll push it out to week 4. So that's another thing you want to be mindful of, not forcing yourself too much compression too soon, because that's actually damaging. So that's that. That's where I'm at with it. Hardest part of recovery. It depends. It depends on who you are and what your situation is. I would say you definitely want to be prepared for recovery, because recovery is tough. Um The hardest part is not having my full strength, not having, like I do still, tire myself out and have to sit down a little bit quicker. I still obviously can't lay how I want to lay. Can't move as fast as I want to move. Things of that nature is hard. Also, because this wasn't the plan. My plan wasn't to be coming home to 6 children and raise them alone. That wasn't my plan. So, you know, that part is hard because while I'm recovering, I'm still being a mother to 6 children. So that's the hardest part for me. Making sure that they're eating and I'm bathing them, and then I still have a 1 year old that I have to pick up and change her diaper, and I'm not even supposed to be lifting over 10 pounds, but you know, I'm a mother. I got to do what I got to do. So, I think the hardest part of recovery is going to differ for everyone. I don't think anyone's will be the same. That's my hardest part, but like I said, it is what it is. All right. Question 5. Packing must-haves and not necessary. Ooh, child. That's a good one. So I can say for me, a lot of it was unnecessary. I didn't use a lot of shit. I will say I never used the walker. The first day that I came out of surgery, I used the walker for like 30 minutes and I was like, yeah, hell no, I don't want to use this. What it was doing was it was making me bend over a little too much and I didn't like the position that it had me in. It was some other ladies at the recovery house and they used the walker every single time and I recovered much faster than them. They were like leaning too far. Like I have a walker, I don't use it. They were leaning too far, things of that nature. I recovered way faster. Um, what did I do? I did so I'll just do with the must-haves versus what I didn't find necessary because the list of must-haves wasn't as long, and so you can potentially save some money. So I do recommend the pillow for the seatbelt. That's going to be important for your plane ride home. It's going to be important for obviously your car ride home. So that seatbelt pillow, I recommend. I also was putting snacks where you could put the ice pack. I'll be putting snacks in there, like my little Cliff Bar, and things of that nature, because you'll get hungry and stuff like that, but you don't want to eat. When you're hungry and you see something, you're just gonna eat whatever. But if you have like a healthier snack, that'll be what it is. So I would choose, to put a healthy snack in there, so I wouldn't just stop at the first thing that I saw because I'm hungry. Another thing that I thought was very beneficial was the lymphatic drops. I take the lymphatic drops and the vitamin B12 drops. I put, a dropper of each, a half dropper of each in my water or my Gatorade and, drink that. I find that to be very beneficial. I also have been taking the post-op recovery heal fast pills. I find those to be beneficial. I've also been taking the lymphatic shot. It's like a 6 pack. They're disgusting, but I do feel like they help with my lymph system working and my drainage. Um, Obviously some HIPAA so you can continuously clean your wound. Sterile water. What else did I find? Obviously a recliner. My option of that one with the heat and the one like how it can lift you, it's perfect. The heat option is amazing. I love it. I love the vibrating, all of that stuff. But my favorite function is the heat function because your back is going to be on fire because of the fact that you are bent over. So the heat option is amazing. Also the chair is comfortable. I'm able to sleep comfortably. It's comfortable. It's good. I recommend that type of recliner, if not that recliner. Um, like I said, healthy snacks I found to be very beneficial. I did like the IV hydration, the powder packs you put in your water or your juice, along with I've been drinking the Bountiful Beats, like a scoop of that. I think that's been helping with my recovery. Everything that I felt I could put into my body to help with recovery, I felt like it was very beneficial. Another thing, when I'm done with so I use the lymphatic oil when I'm doing my massage, and I use a roller, like a lipo roller, as well as a roller ball. Um, I also have the arnica gel. I have the arnica roll on. I have the like the bruise ease, I think it's called, pain thing. I put all of that on, and I'm good to go. I recommend having a pill organizer for not just a day thing, but one that's a pill organizer, and it has morning, noon, and night, so you can organize your medications that way. They're very beneficial. Because you're gonna have a few. You're gonna have stool softeners potentially if you get some. You have pain meds, of course, but you'll also have like antibiotics and things of that nature. So you want to be able to put those in the time frame of when you are supposed to take them, so that you're monitoring yourself. Compression socks, obviously, gowns, of course. The 3-in-1 compression binder, I love it. Foams. If you're getting foams, I recommend not just getting a 3-pack, but getting a 5-pack, so that you can completely surround yourself with the foams. Only thing I hate about the foams is where they meet. It's just annoying. You're gonna get an indentation, but it's not permanent. You'll be fine, as long as you get you lymphatic massages or work the indentation out yourself. Um, what else did I find to be super beneficial? As of right now, that's all I can think of. If I think of more, I'll add them into another video. Um, Recovery home recommend or different avenue. So here's the thing. I'm gonna do a story time on my recovery house, but as far as, it depends. I'll say that it depends. I'm a nurse. I didn't need a recovery house. I literally took care of myself. Literally. The only thing that the recovery house was able to provide me was transportation to my appointment and back, and my meals. And they also had a massage therapist come out to do our lymphatic massages, but I paid for that. And my laundry. But by like my actual physical being, I literally took care of myself 100%, along with other patients that are there. But that's a story time. So if you're not a nurse, you may find it more beneficial than I did. I'm partial though, so I didn't really find it beneficial at all. Okay, so I'm going to start closing this video out. I don't want it to be too long, but I do want to let you guys know my next few videos. So I will be doing, they're not in any particular order. Yes, I saw y'all in my comments talking about a dress will happen on January 28th. We'll see about that. I know y'all like that's some hot tea. Said I spilled it and left and da 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 da. I ain't even clean up the mess. Spilled it and left. All right, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it. We can have a conversation. Just I'll figure out a good day and time to have that story time, because that's some hot tea. It's a mess. But also any upcoming procedures. Why I chose Seduction Cosmetics, which I already answered, so I don't have to do a video on that. I am going to do a story time on my family life. I'm going to do a story time on the recovery house. Any upcoming procedures. Yes. So I am having upcoming procedures. So actually the first week of May, I'm aiming to have my veneers done. I am going to, I think it's called Design Dental or Dental Design. It's on Instagram. They're amazing. I loved the doctor. She was so smart. When I went for my consultation, they were wonderful people. The place was super clean. They were very knowledgeable, very sweet. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg, because y'all can see my teeth. They did me a deep cleaning, so I paid for a deep clean, which is going to be a part of obviously what I need for veneers. I'll also need 4 crowns, because now I have gaps, and veneers only cover the front of the tooth. They don't cover like the sides and things like that. So to close the gaps in, I'll need the veneers. And then I'll have to wear a retainer for 3 months, because when my jaw was fractured, the bone it needs time. It's a little bit more dense, so it needs time to regenerate. So I'll be wearing a retainer after I get that for about 3 months. Also in 6 months, I'm going back to get my breast. I wanted a breast reduction, but now I'm thinking I'm still gonna have to get a reduction and possibly add implants, because I don't want them to just sink back into their natural state. but a lot of the women in the recovery house got their breasts done, and they looked really, really good and really natural. So yeah, I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about getting lipo 360. I may not need it because since I can't get surgery for 6 months anyway, I'm going to go and work out. So over the next 6 months, there'll be a transformation because I'm not only going to be intermittent fasting and eating healthy, but I'm also going to be working out. So I may not end up needing it. Uh, we'll see. If I need it, cool. If I don't, great. But that's the plan of now. And no, I have not decided on. Well, yeah, I think I still would do Seduction Cosmetics just because I do like Dr. Sofer. But there's another doctor that I forgot about, and he's at like I think New Life or something like that. I'm gonna look him up, but they also call him the King of Breast. So if his look better, then I'll go with him. If Sofer's look better, then I'll go with him. So I'll update you guys on that. But yes. So with that being said, I'm gonna edit this video tonight while I'm at work, and I'll be uploading the footage kind of like in order. But I wanted to at least record this one and get this one out the way. With that being said, let's go on.